It's FightCon week, and today on the FightCon Podcast, I'm joined with Sensei Seth Adams, a fourth-degree karate black belt, sumo champion, and popular YouTube creator. He'll be bringing his expertise to FightCon on Saturday, so make sure you go and get your tickets right now at fightconexpo.com. Seth, how are you doing, my man?
Oh man, I'm feeling better now that I got that intro. Let's go. That was a great intro.
All gas, no brakes, man. It's FightCon week. We're really excited to have you. Have you been to Utah yet?
No, this will be the first.
First time in Utah, and you're going to be doing your seminar on the 4th, which is Saturday at FightCon. What should we expect?
Oh man, I grew up doing karate, so it'll be a whole bunch of tricky combinations that the average kickboxer does not see coming.
It'll be a good time. Where was your first introduction to martial arts?
My dad actually taught me. So both my parents had been doing karate for a while, and then they opened up a gym, and I got to learn from the old man. And both my mom and my dad taught me, it was a blessing and a curse. It was a lot of getting beat up, but for a good cause, you know.
What age was this when mom and dad got the dojo?
Oh man. So, I mean, I was walking around in diapers beforehand, but I'm sure my first class I was probably actually starting to learn some stuff around like 4 or 5.
You know, growing up into something, like for me, my dad, he always was into construction, building things, and I just didn't want to do that because I was around it all the time, right? So, yeah. Did you ever find that you didn't want to do karate or anything like that because you grew up in the dojo?
Yeah, it did happen eventually. Maybe around like 12 or 13 when I started being a little turd, and yeah, that happened. It definitely happened. But and my parents were cool about it. They were like, you know what, take time, and if you don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to do it anymore. We're not going to make you. But sure enough, I came back. Couldn't leave it for too long.
Hey, they always do, because I ended up building my own studio, so I ended up getting
Yep, sounds right. And now it's my literal job. So,
it's not a bad career to have, right? It sounds like you're having fun.
It's a great time.
Like you're traveling all the time. Which leads me to my next question. What was your introduction to sumo?
Sumo actually started growing up. We played a game at the end of karate class called Sumo, and it was just a very vague, rough translation of like, let's let these kids kind of wrestle for a minute. And then I forgot about it for a really long time. I kind of knew it existed, but through this YouTube channel, I try different martial arts. That's the main thing at the channel at this point. And I got a lot of people who were like, hey, will you do sumo wrestling? And I was like, oh, probably not. I mean, I'll do anything once, but you know, I wasn't the most keen on the idea just because of the attire and the stigma that it has. And then I tried it once and I absolutely fell in love. It was the best. And we've got such an awesome group at Raijin Sumo. And it was just hard to put down ever since.
For those of us that don't know what sumo is, what is sumo?
Yeah. So, okay. Sumo is 2 people in as little clothes as possible with as little in between them as possible, wrestling, one of the most bare bones rule sets in combat sports. So the rules are, if you step out of the dojo, that's the ring, you are out. That's it. That's like the whole match. Everything you work for is maybe 7 seconds long. You can also win by throwing them down and having their hand touch the ground, their hair touch the ground. If anything touches the ground, that's a loss as well, other than the bottom of the feet.
Now, are these matches, are they in classes? Like, are there certain weight classes?
Yeah, so in amateur rules, which is like what you'll find at the international level, which I just got back from Worlds. So that's what we go off of. We've got 5 weight divisions in both men's and women's. So it's like lightweight, middleweight, light heavy. That's me. So 220 pounds to 254 pounds to heavyweight, which is anything above 254. And then also open weight. Now, open weight is much more traditionally what sumo's known for. It's pretty much you get as big as you need to get, and then you start wrestling. And that's how open weight, which is how you see it in the pros, go.
Now you kind of mentioned it, right? Get down to your skibbies and
Yeah.
wrestle each other.
Yep.
But what is the name of the sumo attire?
So it's called a mawashi. I don't know if I have one in here. It's essentially a cloth that's about this thick that you wrap around and throughout, if you will, and yeah, and it's it's got some like rumored traditions, but what's I think most accepted is that when sumo started, it was like to honor the gods. It was they were trying to get rain for the harvest or bounty, whatever it is, but they kind of started by just being like, look, prove to the gods that there's nothing outside of the match itself that leads to winning. Like there's no he grabbed my shirt, he pulled my hair. Like they tape the hair down, they drop all the clothes, and then they get ready to go. I wear compression shorts personally.
Well, see, and here's I have a little bit of beef with you
That's
and
fair.
the other sumo wrestlers out there because you guys ain't keeping it authentic. I see you guys wearing the shorts. I see you guys wearing the athletic gear underneath the traditional get up. And
Yep.
I'm like, nah, man, we need to see the cheeks. We need the cheeks out.
That's fair. I don't blame you for being upset about the cheeks because I'm keeping it away from a lot of people and I understand. No, but for me, the reason that I started going or I never fully went traditional is what they call it is because I have a fan base that is used to watching me do martial arts. They're not used to me being nearly naked watching martial arts. So I kind of think of myself as someone who I try to bring a lot of eyes to sumo. I love the sport. I think it's the best. And unfortunately, the smallest barrier to entry is to wear the compression shorts, is what I've noticed. I've had a lot of people when I do go traditional be like, I did not expect to see all that today. And so I just wear and chafing. And the chafing, dude. You get into a tournament where you're there for 12 hours and you start chafing, it's brutal.
Oh man, the 265 and up. That's what I want. 265 and up, no compression.
Those guys go no compressions most of the time. Those guys are the most frequently traditional.
Yeah. Oh man, you mentioned it. The 26th annual Worlds just happened. Where was
Yep.
that at?
That was in Thailand this year, Bangkok.
Bangkok, Thailand. You went
Yep.
there with Team USA, right?
Yes, sir.
You represented for the country in Thailand. How was the experience? How long were you there for, and what was the result?
Oh man, this was my second World Games. Last one was in Poland. This was in Bangkok, which I'd never been to an Asian country before. So that was an experience in itself. It was fantastic. The people were so nice everywhere. The tournament itself went pretty well. I did better than I did last year. I didn't meet the expectations that I keep for myself. A lot of people have gone out of their way to be like, "You're too hard on yourself." But I think that's how I like to keep myself.
What's the thoughts or are the US sumo wrestlers, are they embraced by other countries, or kind of what's the vibe with that US and other countries?
As you could probably expect, United States is a little bit more outgoing than some of the other countries. So there's a lot of cheering. I mean, we are all about supporting pretty much any North American country, and because we're the underdogs. Anybody who's not close to Asia, typically it's just not as indoctrinated in their culture. It's not as regularly practiced. We're small groups of people. We're starting to get wins now, which is great. But yeah, I mean, I haven't met a person in sumo that I didn't like throughout the U.S. or international. I've yet to meet a person where I'm like, which is uncommon for combat sports. Like there's plenty of people who maybe everybody just doesn't like me is the thing, and that's where all the direction is going. But I think everybody's the best in sumo. It's for maybe it has to do with how little clothes you wear, but yeah, everybody's just so nice.
You mentioned that the U.S. is chanting for each other, right? North America's we're
Yep.
rooting for each other.
Yep.
What's the team atmosphere when you guys are in Thailand? Are you guys doing dinners together? Are you guys doing adventures and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I actually, for the first time, I got to get my wife to come to a sumo tournament. It was her first one ever. So I spent a lot of time with her. just going out exploring. The rest of the team, I mean, we definitely try to get together as much as we can. It's a bunch of people from a bunch of different clubs, so there's like the little niches, but I mean, overall, everybody gets along super well. We try to go out, and you can imagine when there is dinner and everybody goes, people are the wait staff's very confused, and I'm sure the chefs are all stressed. It's a lot of eating.
Talk to me a little bit about nutrition with sumo wrestling.
Yeah, it's a good question. I typically try to just keep an athlete's diet. I mean, aside from like, the occasional American food, but in Japan, I mean, it's pretty plain. It's what they call chankonabe, which is like a sumo stew, and you just throw a bunch of different various meats and vegetables in there, and then you put it over top of a bed of white rice, and you eat that like 8 times a day until it's 10,000 calories. Personally, I'm trying to stay at, like, I have a job, and I have like things that I do outside of sumo, so my life isn't revolved around getting as big as possible. So I don't eat 10,000 calories a day. But yeah, I think it's probably a pretty common misconception that sumo wrestlers are all just these gigantic fat people, and yeah, it's a little bit different than you would expect.
Yeah, see, I didn't take it offensively when they called me sumo back in grade school. It's like,
No,
man,
yeah, you
whatever.
shouldn't have. You just had really high muscle mass. That's what it was.
Exactly. They don't even know what they're talking about.
No clue.
So you mentioned sumo is not the only thing you do. Are you currently competing in other martial arts?
Sumo, maybe every now and then I'll do like a judo competition. But no, sumo, despite growing up doing karate and kickboxing my entire life, I never really competed in it. Karate tournaments at a local level are kind of difficult and not super fun to navigate. There's a lot of like strange karate politics that happen, um, and then I played football in college, so I felt like I got a lot of my competition out there. And then by the time I found sumo, it was the first thing I actually felt interested to compete in. So yeah, that's kind of all it's been so far. I've had a stray judo tournament every now and then, but that's tough. Oh, and a beach wrestling tournament. But all
What is
that's just kind of been to further push the sumo.
beach wrestling? Is that like with sand?
Yeah, yeah. You go out on the beach, and the rule set is similar to sumo. It's not quite the same. It's exhausting. There's essentially 3 points that you can gain. You can get a point by taking somebody down. You can get a point by pushing somebody out of the little circle, or you can get a full 3 points, kind of like in judo, how you can get nippon, by flat backing them, by taking them down. They land flat on their two shoulders. That's a win.
How big is the sumo culture in the States?
Ah, man, I would guess it's growing for sure. I mean, since I started doing it 3 years ago, the numbers at nationals just get bigger and bigger. But I would guess maybe 400 active wrestlers in the U.S. It's kind of an approximation, but yeah, that's my guess. It's bigger than people would expect, but not big.
See, I'm sitting here thinking I don't know of any classes here locally here in Salt Lake City where I could go and learn the techniques of sumo. So
Mm,
that's where I'm like, do I just go and talk to a football
yeah,
coach?
yeah, yeah. Why not? I mean, you could start a club. I'll help you. But I would say I think the best resource would probably be I forget the website, but if you look up United States Sumo Federation, they've got a map that shows where all of the locations are for clubs. Like there's some in Chicago and New York and LA and Dallas. There's a couple. We've got one here in North Carolina. They kind of pop up in random locations, but there's a good amount. You might have to travel to get to some, but you might look it up and then be like, wow, there's one in my city. Like that's exactly what happened to me. Is I was like, there's no way I'm gonna find sumo in the U.S. And then one of my commenters on my YouTube channel was like, Seth, there's literally a club where you live. I had no idea.
Dang, see, I just gotta broaden my horizon and do some searching.
Yeah, there
Uh,
might be a Salt Lake club.
I'm gonna when we get off, I'm gonna search and see.
Yeah, there
Um,
we go.
when you mentioned that you play collegiate football, were you a
Yeah.
tackle or what position did you play?
I was a guard. I was an undersized pulling guard. So if you wanted somebody on the other side of the field to block a little cornerback, I was your guy.
Um,
I loved it.
is there a reason why you didn't go further with that?
I was too little, man. I was just too small. I had multiple D1 coaches. I played D2 ball at the University of Charleston in West Virginia. Throughout like the different camps that you do in your junior year of high school, I had multiple coaches from like I had a coach from Penn State who was like, "Hey, call us if you grow a couple inches." I did not. I didn't grow a couple inches. Yeah, it just is what it is. At that level when they're recruiting, 10,000 kids, there's like just specific requirements that you have to hit, and I didn't get them. I was also very slow, which is
Hey,
why I
but
had to
you
play
had
line.
heart. I'm assuming
That's
you had
right.
heart.
Yeah, yeah. I had good technique, good footwork, and I was fast enough to play line, but I didn't have the intangibles.
Mm. Hey, what was your involvement with Ultimate Self Defense Championship?
Yeah, Ultimate Self Defense Championship. I was in season one. I came in second in season one. It was heartbreaking. It was absolutely brutal. It was a week of getting my butt kicked the whole time, feeling like I was doing pretty good, and then I lost. I lost by 1 point. You rack up points throughout the week by doing these self defense challenges, right? I lost by 1 point in the very last episode. With the very last second, I tapped to an armbar that a guy locked in with 3 seconds left out of a 20-second round. And I was like, he's not going to break my arm. He's not going to break my arm. 2 seconds left. There's no way. And then I hear it. I was like, oh no. And then I tapped. I had to. And it was on the third tap, beep, 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 that I heard the bell for the round go off. And I was winning the round up until that moment.
Oh,
And so I lost the whole thing right there. That was season one. And then season three, I can't go into that kind of detail because it hasn't come out yet. But I was in it. And it was pretty sick. It was nuts.
full trailer and exclusive footage is going to be premiering at FightCon. So make sure you guys go get your tickets, fightconexpo.com.
Let's go.
Episode 1 though of the Ultimate Self Defense Championship. What other are you going in there with because they're all different disciplines, right? Are you going in there with the discipline of karate or sumo?
At the time, I was thinking, okay, they actually didn't know season one that I had done sumo yet. I'd only been doing it for like 3 or 4 months, maybe. I was already the biggest person there, but yeah, I was thinking, okay, I'll kick some people in the head. I'll try and figure it out from there. And then the sumo just kind of naturally, I didn't think of it at all. It just kind of naturally started helping. And then we got about halfway through the season. I was like, yeah, I've been doing sumo lately. And they're like, wait, hold on, sorry. What? You're supposed to be the karate guy. Yeah, so I just went with Japanese martial arts. That was it was just like a rough grouping.
Oh man, yeah. To hear that you went second, I think the first discipline that won was mixed martial arts, and I told Rokas
Yeah,
that I feel like that is a cheat code. Like
yeah,
mixed martial arts is everything wrapped up in one. Now here's
yeah.
the thing: you had more than one discipline as well, so I think it evened itself out.
I was cheating a little bit. The thing is though, with these challenges this season, I mean they're pretty realistic, and they were the first season too. I'm not saying they weren't, but there's a lot of quick decision making that has to be done that you don't quite get in MMA. We've got Natan Levy in there again this season, and he smashed season two. And yeah, I mean, he is an MMA guy, and he can mess people up like the best of them. But the hardest part about season three was by far just doing all the right stuff. I'm excited for people to see it.
I know you can't go into detail. I know it's hard for you to talk about season 3, but why should the people be excited to tune in to season 3?
Oh man, the production quality is entirely next level. It's all because of the viewers too. Like the people who contributed to making season three happen knocked it out of the park, and because of that, there was a pretty decent budget that went into season three, and it is next level. We we were in places that we like showed up to the place. I was like, there's no way they're going to let us fight here. Like, there's no way they're going to let us fight here. And then they hand us gloves. And I was like, we might be fighting here. This is going to get crazy. Yeah, the scenarios were hyper realistic. The places were insane. The story that happens throughout it's all pretty top notch.
Man, that's exciting. That's really exciting. As a fellow content creator on YouTube, you have a successful YouTube channel. What does it mean for creators to have shows like yours, the Self Defense Championship?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you as a creator yourself?
Oh man, it's really cool to see. It's just, influencers, creators get a bad rep sometimes, but having the ability to go out and do that and pull that off for 3 seasons now, it's nuts. It's very cool of Rokas. It's yeah, and it's nice to know that this job can be like going out and having fun and doing something that is just personal, or putting something together like this. It's a wide range of stuff that we have access to, and yeah, it's cool. It's inspiring.
When I talked to Rokas about season 3 and about him coming to FightCon, I pitched him an idea.
Okay.
Now I know he gets all these different scenarios, right?
Yeah.
I told him, what if we did a prison scenario? What's gonna happen if these disciplines end up behind bars?
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate the idea, for whoever's in the next season, because I'm not going to be in there. They can do their prison fight. They put them in a real prison too, though.
Oh,
like it's like a scared straight situation. Except,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, what scenario off of season 1, and if you can say the scenario in season 3, which one was your favorite to be a part of?
Oh, I don't know if I had a favorite for season 1. Season 1 was tough. I was just trying to get through it. Man, fighting on the moving bus that's something that you don't do every day. And the bus driver for season 1, I don't know how much Rokas told you. The bus driver for season 1 was a nut. She was going absolutely insane, doing figure eights in the parking lot. And the whole time she's just gas brakes. So if you watch us fight, you can see us like launch into the front and then launch back into the back. And then she would stall like the entire time. So in between fights, you would hear the bus, whoa, 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 and then she'd have to like kickstart it back up. And then at one point I was sitting by the window and I was just kind of like trying to breathe and survive. And I see her get out and I was like, oh, that's weird. Then she walks around the front. She goes, picks up a lug nut and hand tightens it back onto the tire and then walks back onto the bus. It's just like, all right, this is insane. Yeah, that one was pretty nuts. That sits in my memory pretty high.
Oh man. So you've competed in different forms of martial arts, right? Would you ever compete in the power slap?
No chance. No. No, I'm good on that. If somebody's hitting me, I want to have a say. I want to be able to like determine how hard and when,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence, right? Because I don't think we've gotten enough data to know what's really happening to these athletes, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, it looks fun. Like there's a part of me that's like, man, this would be kind of fun. Like I come from the Jackass era where we do some stuff.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm like, I could see myself early 90s Andre doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, just because. I've got a buddy actually in Sumo. His name's Maki. He's doing it right now. You may have seen a clip of him recently. He slapped the guy, and then the guy slaps him back, and it pans in on him. And he's like this. He gets slapped, and he's like, "Did he hit me? Did he hit me?" Yes. Have you seen that clip? That's him. He's a sumo wrestler too. And then Hayden, another sumo wrestler, was in. I think what they had like a version of like a like a fight house, and he was in that too. So 2 sumo wrestlers were in that.
Wow, but not you.
You won't see 3. No.
Hey, what is the boxing gloves?
The boxing gloves. That'd be my children's book, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm asking you what is that?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think of myself as a creative, and I teach kids karate. I've got kind of like a youthful spirit. I don't have any kids myself, but there's just I don't know how it happened, to be honest. I just kind of sat down, started writing a children's book one day, and I was like, this is kind of fun. And I wrapped it up in like a week, maybe. And it's cool. It relates to kind of my upbringing, having learned martial arts from my parents, and kind of how our parents' hobbies get passed down to us, and how it brings generations together, and specifically in this case, boxing. And yeah, it's fun. It was a passion project that I'm really appreciative that the viewers like and have fun with.
That's awesome. Not everybody can say that they've made a children's book, so I think that's really, really cool.
Dude, I rigged the system. What I did is I'm an author now. I only wrote like 23 pages, but I'm a selling author. I'm not a best-selling author, but like I've sold books, you know?
It's something that I should have added to your intro, so I apologize.
Yeah. Author. Just next time.
Got you next time.
Yeah.
Hey, so you mentioned working with kids. How is coaching?
Yeah, I love it. I've done it since I was 13 years old. I realistically, it doesn't really need to be my job anymore. YouTube has been my job for a long time, and I do it full time. And I teach kids still. Just it keeps me young. They're awesome, and they love learning much more than adults do. I don't teach any adults. I just teach a couple kids classes a week, and yeah, they're just the best. It's the only reason I do it is because I have a fun time doing it.
When did you decide YouTube was going to be a route for you, an outlet?
Right around COVID, I started picking up the camera a little bit more. I started off by making. Do you remember the bottle cap challenge?
No, I don't. What's that? Oh,
Okay,
when they keep the cap off, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was the second person to do it. It started me and this guy.
Hold on, Sensei. There's something with you and the number 2. You were second season 1, the second one to do the cap challenge.
Yep, I came in second in my first sumo tournament. I've been in second place a lot. I'm trying to break the streak, you know. But this guy and I would go back and forth and do like bottle-based martial arts tricks on Instagram. So I would do one, and then I would tag him and be like, you try this. And then he would do one. And then one day he did this and tagged like a bunch of people. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to go film mine. And then I go to film mine, and then I look back into it, and it's blowing up. And that was really my first like viral moment. Was I posted mine, and I'm left-legged. So for most people, if they kick it with their right foot, the bottle cap unspins and it falls off. But for me, if I kick with my left leg, it tightens. So it didn't really work. It didn't look as cool. So I put it on top, and I threw a tornado kick, and I kicked the top off. And then I continued through, and I threw a wheel kick right afterwards, like bang, bang, and I hit both. And that went absolutely nuts. And like SportsCenter shared it, and
wow,
I gained maybe 40 or 50,000 followers in a couple days. And then I was like, wow, I might be able to do this as a job. And yeah, that kind of started the whole thing.
Dang, that's crazy. So North Carolina is known for the kick and Petey Pablo.
Yeah, those two things.
Please tell me that you walk out to Petey Pablo when you compete.
Dude, if Sumo had a walkout song, I'd add it. Yeah, PT. Yep.
All right, Uncle Petey Pablo. So you create this YouTube channel. You're having fun with it. How do you create? How do you decide the content that you want to create?
It was a lot of trial and error of doing stuff that I thought was fun and enjoyable, and seeing what of that got views. And then, if a type of video got views, I would redo it, but slightly differently. And it was a lot of just making stuff that I thought was fun and then trying to figure out how to package it or take what people actually watched and make more of that.
That's one thing that I've been doing YouTube since 2005, right? And it's just
Yeah.
little videos here, self stuff from when I was in high school. And that's one thing that I feel like content creators don't really do much of is the tedious work of finding out what's really getting played, how
Yeah.
it's getting played, the thumbnails, and just all the tedious work that makes it happen. So with that being said, is it just you, or do you kind of have a team that helps you?
I have it is mostly me, but I do have stuff that I'll outsource. So I've got an editor, Zach, that edits my reaction channel stuff, or if I'm getting behind on a main channel video, then he'll help me out with that. And then I've got a guy, I make the thumbnails and then I make it as good as I can. I go, okay, this is still not the best. And then I send it to somebody else. And I'm like, hey, do me a favor, just make this look how it's supposed to look. And then he crushes it. Um, yeah, but other than that, I wish there was people who kept me in line and kept me straight, but no, it's just me other than that.
So what do you see your content in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think traveling around would be a big part of it. Becoming maybe more part of combat sports, or right now I really enjoy learning new things about martial arts and letting people follow along with that story. But I'm gonna run out of martial arts eventually. I've tried 45 or 46 different styles for a video at this point, and I just there's only 12 left, I think. And so eventually it'll be traveling to different places. This Thailand trip that I got to do for Sumo, I got to do a bunch of Muay Thai while I was there. So it'll probably be stuff similar to that.
Wow, man. So what's the biggest challenge for you professionally with all this that you got going on?
Hmm. Probably editing is not, it's not easy for sure. And the case for my Sumo Worlds video that I'm editing right now, the hardest part has been being the director of my own downfall, because that was it was a day where I was competing the best I could, and at the end of the day, I still had to also document it and put it all together and make sure I get all the shots that I need. Yeah, for this Sumo video, there were some real ups and there were some real downs, and I had to make sure that the downs were filmed and dramatic. And meanwhile, I'm feeling the feelings actively, so I have to be like, okay, put the camera over here, and then we'll just get me crying in this direction. It is what it is. I think that's probably the hardest part. Is doing everything is relatively easy. Making sure everything gets filmed in a way that's aesthetically pleasing, that's the hard part.
What you mentioned doing your own editing, and you're living your life right through the camera.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything about yourself along the journey?
Um, that's a good question. I would say that I've learned that I become a lot tougher when there's a camera on me. like if I know that people are going to see it and judge me, I'll go a little bit harder. I'll push a little bit further. Um, I've learned that to be honest, I do everything I would do if this is the best version of what my life could be. Are these videos I'm choosing to do what I think is the most fun and cool, and then I get lucky enough to upload it. There's been a lot of moments where I'm like, this is a very cool thing, but I think I have learned a lot more about other things than I have myself, if that makes sense.
Mm, no doubt. Hey, no way that guy is the same size as you on your latest video, by the way. The bodybuilder.
No,
He,
yeah,
he
I think he weighs less than I do.
oh, that's insane.
He weighs
That's
10 pounds less than I do. Isn't that nuts?
and what you have, what, 3 inches on height?
Yeah, probably.
Something
Yep.
like that. I seen
Yeah.
that video. I was like, "There's no way they're almost the same size." That dude was jacked.
Juji Mufu. He's jacked, and he's the nicest guy too. He walked in the room immediately and just started complimenting me. I was like, "Oh, this is fantastic. This is great. I love this." He's the nicest guy. He's the coolest.
Before you guys punch each other in the face, let's get the compliments out the way.
Yeah, right. Let's start the niceties. Yeah.
Hey, one more time. When will you be at FightCon, and what should we expect?
FightCon, I will be there. I'll be there the whole weekend. I'll just probably be cruising about. I'll try and make some videos while I'm there. I might do a little like man on the street type of content. Interview whoever wants to be interviewed. But the seminar, I'll be from 4 to 5:30 on Saturday. FightCon in Salt Lake City, Utah. Doing karate combos for kickboxing or MMA.
So make sure you go get your tickets, fightconexpo.com. Remember, we got the Fierce Fighting Championship happening October 3rd, which is the Friday night, and you'll be able to see some fierce fighting, some mixed martial arts in the cage. Go get your tickets now, fiercefightingchampionship.com and fightconexpo.com. Hey, Sensei, what's the socials? Where can we follow you, and what's the YouTube channel?
If you type in Sensei Seth on whatever platform you like to watch stuff on, I think I'll pop up is the goal. But yeah, just type in Sensei Seth and yeah, I'll see you there.
I just want to get that famous where I can just be like, yo, just Google me.
Just Google me. Just Google me. Yeah, I say that and then nothing pops up and I just blew it.
Oh, it's your old college videos.
Yeah. Oh man. No, those won't pop up.
Hey, we will see you all this weekend at FightCon.